Fellow Rotarians, let me offer some observations on my experiences with the United Nations and the Rotary organization in my present capacity as a Rotarian and District International Cooperation Chair. I think I can confidently say that I have enjoyed the best of both worlds, based on my considerable association with the United Nations and the Rotary organization over a good period of my adult life. These organizations have shared vision, value, and mission, which deeply resonate with me, to which I've devoted much of my career and service. And these are the maintenance and promotion of international peace and security and development on the one hand, and the provision of humanitarian services and the promotion of goodwill and peace on the other. The two missions are complementary and mutually reinforcing. My personal experience of the workings of both organizations confirm this complementarity of purpose. But the one important area where I see both organizations working very effectively together is in the area of post-conflict reconstruction and consolidation of peace. But before I get into that, let me very briefly give you my background with both organizations. Take the United Nations. I worked with the UN for over 28 years, up until my retirement a few years ago. And I've seen its operations from three vantage points. First, as a representative of my country, Uganda, in its permanent mission to the UN in New York, where I participated in the UN General Assembly and in its various committees and international conferences, especially those pertaining to economic, social, humanitarian, and political issues. This position culminated in my appointment as ambassador to the now European Union and concurrently accredited to Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg for a period of 5 years. The second vantage point was that for a period of about 7 years, I served as a staff member of the UN in New York, Namibia, Haiti, Afghanistan, Sierra Leone, and in the Middle East. This employment exposed me to the inner workings of the UN Secretariat as it carried out the many decisions and resolutions of the General Assembly. This also enabled me to experience firsthand some of the realities on the ground confronting the UN. The third vantage point was my service as a special envoy or representative of the Secretary General to Afghanistan, Sierra Leone, and the Middle East. These were, and some still are, hot conflict areas where the UN is engaged in negotiating an end to the ongoing hostilities and establish law and order. The high point of this part of my service was our successful negotiation of a peace agreement in Sierra Leone in July of 1999, which ended a 9-year bloody, unimaginably destructive civil war in that country. And to everybody's credit, that agreement is holding to this very day. In the Middle East, our office prepared the very first draft of a roadmap for peace between Israel and the Palestinians. The draft was later accepted by the Security Council and has since been modified, improved upon, and used as a basis for discussion on the way forward in the Middle East. Now, that is experience with the UN. As regards the Rotary organization, I've been a Rotarian for 15 years. I became a member soon after I attended, as a guest of my Rotarian brother-in-law, a most impressive and moving centenary celebration in Chicago in 2005. 2 years ago, I served as my club's president when we celebrated 100 years of the existence of the Rotary Club of New Rochelle. My club has again requested me to serve another term as president beginning this July. At the same time, I've been a district international service chair for the last 2 years. As noted in my introduction, and according to my experience, the one and key area where these two organizations can and do work very effectively and fruitfully together is in post-conflict reconstruction and consolidation of peace. And I've seen this firsthand in Sierra Leone. You see, the formal cessation of hostilities and the signing of peace agreement do not necessarily usher in an era of peace and development. The newfound peace must be firmly consolidated if it is to last. This is a fact that is often overlooked in the excitement and relief following a peace agreement. In fact, the real work on peace begins with the cessation of conflicts and the formal signing of a peace agreement. A post-conflict settlement brings with it many problems that need to be addressed promptly and perhaps even urgently. And some of these problems are the demobilization of formal combatants and resettling them usefully into society, rebuilding the shattered infrastructure of the country, restoring vital services such as water and sanitation and medical services, education, schools, agriculture, security, law and order, police, the judiciary, and the list goes on and on. The country concerned cannot do all this alone without the assistance of the international community, and in this case, the United Nations and Rotary. While the UN may assist in certain broad areas, there are gaps in the overall pattern of needs that can only be filled by an organization such as Rotary through the resources of its foundation, principally grants, international grants, district grants. A grant money used, for example, in restoring destroyed water wells serves to provide clean water that have enormous impact in the lives of the communities. Furthermore, the services that are provided by the cadre of technical advisors can simply not be overemphasized. In addition to these vital reconstruction services, Rotary does play important post-conflict supporting role in encouraging, promoting mutual understanding, reconciliation, and cooperation within and among countries through its international services such as the Youth Exchange Program. As a district international chair, this is an area I found to be most fascinating to me and relevant to my background experiences. Let me conclude by stressing that a post-conflict economic and social reconstruction, including promoting a spirit of reconciliation and mutual cooperation, is just as important as the cessation of hostilities and peace themselves. It is a grave mistake to overlook this fact. It has been said that the new name of peace is development. This is so very true indeed. And it is the achievement of peace that gives meaning and value to our work as Rotarians. And so I really would encourage my fellow Rotarians and all others to give this particular area their full attention and their interest. So thank you very much.